Howdy folks, it's Glenn Bridges here today with yet another killer SEO tip and strategy. However, today is slightly different. Instead of giving you an awesome content syndication method, backlinking strategy, or free traffic method, or just on-site, on or off-site page factor optimization, I want to talk to you about a little bit of advice which can, one, save you a lot of pain and a lot of hassle and a lot of frustration, and two, can secure what you're doing online. This piece of advice is not to swim with sharks. Don't be this guy in here who is smiling with a chin wide smile and his teeth showing, only to be crept up by this great big great white. What I mean by this is that SEO, for the most part, is a jungle, and there is a lot of bad advice on the web, and that's not me saying that to scare you or use some psychological tactic to make you feel that I know something you don't, but it has been my advice, it's been my experience, and it has been the experience of a lot of very effective and people a lot smarter and a lot better than me, that SEO is a jungle, and there's so much bad advice going on the web that you need to proceed with caution. And I have 3 very clear and very simple and easy to follow tips that you can use in order to make sure you don't end up with a great white shark behind you that eats up your site, eats up your domain, eats up any chance you have of making money for that site, and turns off your income stream overnight. So, what do I mean by this? Well, there's software and services and black hat strategies that will entice you and take your desire and your greed in order to do even better than you're currently doing on the web, and they will use every psychological driver you can imagine to sell you a software or a service or persuade you. And what you will find is this advice can get you in damage with Google. You see, getting into SEO is like swimming with sharks all the time. If you do the wrong things, not only do you not risk performing well, you actually risk getting penalized. And there's so many domains on the web which have been penalized and will have a lifetime ban against them, and will never show up in any search engine results because of that very same thing, and you do not want to be that person. So that's not to say that there's not very good software out there, and there's not very good services and content and courses on SEO. In fact, I've bought many of them, I use many of them, and I like to believe the content I put out is the best knowledge that I know. So, in which case, I'm not deterring you from buying anything, I'm just giving you some advice. And this are my 3 kind of top tips. Number 1, go and read Google Webmaster Guidelines. Google sets the rules. It doesn't have partnerships with software companies or services, but they do set the rules. So go and read them. Don't expect to get it all, but do expect to get some really good advice and understand where they're coming from, because at the end of the day, they're the big daddy. Number 2, any company or that has software or a service which suggests to you that their software or service is loved by Google and endorsed and you name it, these are not the company you want to be dealing with or putting any cash in their pockets. You want to stay well away from them, because that's not the way Google works. My 3rd piece of advice is always to test. That's the best advice you can take. How do you know if something's good or not? You know by your experience you've had with it, by testing it. And what I recommend to everybody is to have a number of satellite or niche sites. That's why I try strategies that I see people working, or at least working for the moment, and I try on niche or small sites. That way, if it gets penalized or if it gets banned or it doesn't work as well, I've minimized my risk at least. And if I lose that site, fine, but my bigger, more important sites, they don't matter. Overall, if something feels like you are cheating Google, or you're getting one up, or that you're just this awesome strategy, generally it is. That's not to say that you haven't stumbled on something amazing. You may have done, but generally you're cheating Google. And if you feel like you're cheating Google, or it looks like that, or other people are saying that, then you probably want to rethink what you're doing, or at least seek professional advice. That's all my tips and advice today. Please take them to heart. I really hope they will serve you and stop you from getting in a lot of trouble and a lot of pain. Thanks guys for listening.